Okay, so I think this video is gonna turn into this video ends when I find a 5-star read. No, hi guys. Oh my gosh, why is it so hard to just say hi? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to do a read with me. These are my favorite type of videos to watch. So I think that's what I want to do today. I have a couple books that I want to read. So let me show you, hold on. Okay, so right now I'm in between these 3 books right here. We have My Dark Vanessa and Powerless and Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood. It's like how do I choose? They're all so freaking different. But I'm reading a book for another video and it's put me in a very bad reading slump. So I think I'm gonna do Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, and hopefully this will get me out of a reading slump and matches my shirt. Gonna make myself a cold coffee, an iced coffee, and I'm gonna just make this and get to reading because I am going to finish a book today. That is my goal. Even if it takes me forever, I am finishing a book today. Come and read with me because you have no other choice. I mean, you can click out, but please don't click out.
Sun shining the night away. We burn the past and the fire. I know it will be okay. We gonna light like a sun, moving as one, shining the night away. We stand in the silence and worries just fade away. And this fire that burns inside, a million voice with just one line, and they will see us shine. A million hearts from 1,000 miles. To the streets, rising in tides. We gonna be the city. Nothing we call us the cold for crumbling empire. We gonna be the city lights. We gonna take back the summer and spend this long night awake. Let it be the drama, our heartbeats will start us way. We're gonna light like a sun, moving as one, shining the night away. And we stand in the silence and worries just fade away. And this fire that burns inside,
Hi guys, so today's the next day, and last night I did finish reading Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, and wow, this book surprised me. I've never read anything by Ali Hazelwood before. I am just now starting to get into spicy books, so when I read this book, I was like constantly looking over my shoulder to make sure no one knew what I was reading, because oh my gosh, I think the last thing I told you yesterday was like, oh, I just finished reading chapter 10 and well, it was crazy. Yeah, chapter 11 shut me up real quick because that was so explicit. It was so explicit. I was like just fucking giggling, and Zach was looking at me like, what is she reading? And I didn't want to tell him. I was a little embarrassed, but it wasn't until the end, it wasn't until I finished reading the book that I told him that was the dirtiest book I've ever read. He was just like asking me, okay, well, like what happened, right? And I didn't have the heart to tell him. So yeah, so this is definitely very, very spicy. Okay, aside from that, I did enjoy the book, but it's not a 5-star read for me. I think this is more like a 3.9 or 3.7. I'm not sure. It's definitely not a 4. It's not a bad book, okay? Not just because it's a 3.9 or it's in the 3s means that it's a bad book. It was very entertaining. I couldn't put it down. I finished it in one day. I liked Eli. I liked Rue. The characters are so funny. I thought they were very endearing. I liked how Rue was very open with her like sexuality, how sexual she was. It wasn't something that she needed to like hide. I feel like growing up, if you expressed that you like sex, you were kind of shamed for it. So I like how Rue was very open about it, how she was just like, hey, I just want to have sex with you and never see you again, and she was fine with it. And I like how Eli was also okay with it and was like, hey, it's okay, I don't judge you, you know, like I understand. I also like that they didn't make her seem very like a guy, you know what I mean? Because there's a fine line of like being feminine and still like just having sex, and like it's very, very thin with, oh, I'm like a boy, you know, like I just fuck around and like leave you the next day, I'm a guy. So I think Allie did a good job at balancing her very well, with her still being very feminine and, you know, a girl, but embracing her sexual side. I really like that. Also like how this is one of those books where you see the guy just like falling head over heels for the girl. You see him, you see how he's just so in love with her, and she's still like very nonchalant about the relationship. It's like, I love when he would say like, just ask me to do anything for you and I would do it. I don't give a lot of spoilers because I know that this is a fairly new book and not a lot of people have read it. The reason why it's not like a 4-star, like a 5-star for me, it's because some of the conflicts that happen in this book didn't seem well-rounded for me. I don't know if that makes sense. Like the conflict that she had with her brother, right? It seemed like an afterthought. It felt like it was just a scene added to the book so the female character was rescued by the male character. So it just didn't make a lot of sense to me. I wish we would have elaborated more on when he started hating her so much. I know we touch on it, but I wish we would have like uncovered that story more, just so their conflicts seemed more real. I also didn't like how, I guess it was enemies to lovers, but I didn't really feel enemies to lovers. I know that she felt like she was betraying her best friend, you know, being with Eli, but I just never felt that, you know. It just never seemed. To start off, Florence's relationship with Florence, the relationship between Florence and Rue never really felt very like strong. I feel like it would have sucked more if it was her relationship with Tisha's that was affected. I feel like I feel their connection more than between her and Florence. So whenever she was like, I shouldn't be here, or I feel like I'm betraying my friend, I just never felt that. It never felt that way for me. Like all I kept saying in my head was just like, just do it, whatever, like she's gonna be fine, you know. So there was different things that I didn't love about the book. It was good, but there was things that I wish were explained more or like more well-rounded. Also, I had a really hard time picturing Rue in my head. This described in the book as curvaceous. You know, she has big legs, big thighs, big breasts. She seems like a very curvy woman. So that kind of like, you know, she looks curvy, but then she also has an undercut An undercut is like when half, like the bottom of your head is shaved off, and at the same time she has like voluminous black curls. So it's just like, I had a hard time putting all those little things together to make up the whole of what Rue was. I don't know if that makes sense at all, and I don't know if anyone else felt that way, but yes, that's what's happened. So yeah, that's how I felt about that. So yeah, this is a good book. This is a good book to just like, it got me out of my reading slump. It's making me want to read, but it's definitely not a 5-star. So last night I did pick up Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and I think I haven't read much. I think I am like 30 pages in. Don't even remember. I fell asleep while reading the book. Just like, I took it to bed and just passed out. So I think I might start from the beginning because I don't remember much. So yeah, maybe this will be a 5-star read. I don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this, and I'll keep you guys updated throughout the day. So yeah, let's go. Let's go make some coffee. I am very tired. What's new? Okay, so I am cooking dinner and I'm also reading at the same time, and I am on chapter 21, page 170, and I'm using a picture of Lily and I as a bookmark because I don't know where my bookmarks went. But anyways, I am on chapter 21, and do I sense a love triangle coming? Oh, I bet myself. I don't know if like Kit is, I'm sorry, if you've never read this book, it's just a slight spoiler, but is there a love triangle in this book that I didn't know about? Because it's gonna be really hard to choose if it is. I love both of the male I like both brothers. I'm sorry if this is a spoiler, but I like both of them. I hope it's not a love triangle. I really hope, and I hope one of them falls in love with someone else because I love them both. So far, the book is very interesting. It's been like a page turner. There are some moments that are very cringy. The book has gone very predictable, and I can't help but not like compare it, but see the similarities between this book and Hunger Games. Like right now when Peyton is at the ball, like how did I know she was gonna show up in a different color dress than emerald green? You know what I mean? I was just thinking, I was like, I bet she's gonna show up with something that's not green, and it happened. So it's a little predictable, but nonetheless very entertaining. So yeah, I am on chapter 21. But yeah, I am cooking dinner currently, so I'm gonna take a little break from reading, finish this, and I'll update you guys later when I'm more into the book. Hi guys, so it is way later in the day and I am on page 409 on Powerless. Oh man, do I need to talk about it because I have so many conflicting feelings about it. So there might be some spoilers. So if you've never read this book, I would recommend you like fast forward. I'll put like a little timestamp right here on the video to let you know where to like fast forward to you after I'm done talking about like spoilers of the book. But yeah, so if you have not read this book, right now is your chance to skip forward or stop the video, okay? 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. So this book, why am I still wearing this thing? Hold on, just take this off because oh my gosh, does that ever happen to you guys, like when you have a ponytail or just like your hair up and your head hurts and you don't know what you're still like, but you still have your hair in a ponytail? That's me, but it's so flat now. Anyways, so this book has just, I'm so conflicted about it because I have been enjoying the book. I've been enjoying everything about the book until the part where like Kit and Kai started developing feelings for Peyton. That's where it kind of like turned kind of icky for me. I don't mind love triangles. I don't dislike them. It's just that I don't particularly like them when it's siblings, you know, especially Kai and Kit. Like it hasn't been my favorite. I feel like both of them are so different. They both had completely different experiences growing up. They had completely different childhoods, and still they overcame that to develop a good relationship between them as grown-ups. So for them to now have to like now fight for a girl just seems kind of, I don't know, like doesn't make sense to me. They overcame all these stuff as kids, and now what's gonna put a damper in the relationship is Peyton. It just, I don't know, it just doesn't feel right for me. I also don't like that the decision that Peyton made to support the, what are they called, the rebels, what would you call it, what are they called, the rebellion. I also don't like how she chose to support the rebellion so quick. She is very smart, and then she just trusted the rebellion really quick. When I first heard about them, I was a little sketched out. So maybe they are the good people. We haven't really known too much about them. So maybe they are the good people, but just for her to trust them so quick was a little like to me. I feel like she would have done more research or asked more questions, or maybe gotten more chapters in this book talking about like how they became who they are, and just more in depth for me to feel more like trust them more. I also don't like that for her to be part of the rebellion she has to betray Kit, because I really like Kit. I really like his character. I feel like he's such a good guy. I like that he truly is trying to like be a better person and be a better king than his father is. And listen, I don't know what happens to Kit in the second book. I don't know if he does become the king that his father is. I don't know if he becomes a villain. I don't know, right? But I am just saying that right now I love Kit, and I hate that the fact that Payne's gonna betray him is kind of make him not trust in anyone anymore. He's gonna lose his trust in people because she is the one person that he trusts, even though she's doing it for a good reason, and I know that she feels bad, but still I wish that didn't have to happen. Right now I'm at the part where Peyton fell asleep in Kai's like room, and he's so sweet. I love him. He's so just, no, he has my heart. I love the relationship. I love the little banter. I like how it's not like straight up like enemies. They're just like different, and they're cool with it, they're just like, yeah, we're a little different, but we like each other. It's not really like enemies. They're always so flirty. I love how flirty they are. I also love her dresses. Like every time they explain her dresses that she's been wearing throughout the series, I'm just like, I wish I could wear it, because I can just picture it in my head, especially the red ball gown that she wore that had like a slit and you could see her dagger. I'm just like, oh, I want that dress. I want to be her in that dress, because it just sounded so amazing, so like beautiful. It sounded so beautiful. And yeah, I mean, I want two princes fighting over me as well, but it is what it is, right? So far the trials seem okay. They don't seem very intense, or they haven't been very intense. They're trials and they're trying to like stay alive, but it doesn't seem very high stakes, even though people are dying, right? But the action is not like, for me, it's not action packed. It's not like intense. It's just there. It's a trial, and you have to get through the obstacles, and you gotta pass the test, in order to survive. But it hasn't like blown my mind with like how crazy everything is. I also appreciate that Kai doesn't call Peyton any stupid nicknames, because I swear, if I had to read another book where the male character calls the main like female character a cringy nickname, I was gonna be done with fantasy for a while. Because how are these, how are these girls so like head over heels with nicknames like Violence? Like if someone called me Violence, I'd be like, dude, no, ugh. It's a little cringy to me, but I do like Darling. I think that's so sweet. How he calls her like darling, and he's just so like sweet to her. I love that about him. So I love that about them. I love that about him. I think he's just like, I love that about him. I love that he calls her darling. It's phenomenal. It's so sweet. It's so tender. I like it. But like I said, I also love Kid. So if they had me choose between either of them, it would be really, really hard. So I'm just happy I'm not Peyton right now. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Like I said, I am on page 409. I am about to be done with it. They are about to go into their final. They're about to go into their final trial. And right now, Peyton is walking down to like the last ball in this gorgeous gown, because she's been wearing gorgeous gowns, and I just can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Good morning. So it is the next day, and I did finish reading Powerless last night. When I tell you I sobbed at the end of that book, it's an understatement. I was crying so much. I don't know why the ending got to me the way it did. The rest of the book was really good, but I just didn't expect the ending to be that good. And that has me thinking, like, is Powerless my 5-star read even though the rest of the book wasn't like my favorite? Or am I just like wanting to give it 5 stars because the ending? Or does the ending make the whole book worth the 5 stars? I don't know. I'm not sure. So, I mean, I could end the video here because I really did love that book. I just, in my gut, I don't think it's a 5-star read for me. So I'm gonna read one more book. This one is called Goodnight Tokyo by I'm so sorry, Atsuhiro Yoshida. I'm very sorry if that sounds terrible. I picked this book up like a week ago at my local bookshop, and I heard really good things about it. So maybe I can like give this a try, change genres a little bit, and read a Japanese translated book, which I've always had good luck with, like these type of books. I did read No Longer Human by, what's his name? Oh my gosh, everyone's gonna hate me because this author is very popular. But I did read No Longer Human about a year ago, and I fell in love with it. That is a 5-star read for me. I cried. It made me feel so lonely, but then it made me feel so many things, and that one's amazing. So I'm just gonna try with Japanese translated works again to see maybe I'll get lucky and fall in love with this book. So yeah, I'm gonna read it. I'll probably finish it like in 4 hours, 3 hours, and I'll update you back on what I think of it. So Yeah. Also, I didn't film myself like crying to the end of Powerless because it was like I finished reading that book like at 4 in the morning, and everyone around the house was asleep, and I didn't want to do that to them. So I'm sorry if I didn't film my reaction to the end, but like I said, just devastated, tears everywhere, snot. So yeah, still not a 5-star. I think I'm gonna give that a, don't know, like a 4-star. I think that was like a 4 out of 5 stars for me. So yeah, that was my rating on Powerless. Now let's get to reading this. So maybe I can finish this video because it's like 3 days now and I want to finish the video. So yeah, let's get to reading.
Grab your jacket and your shades. We're taking lead from this bleak satin. Somewhere we'll be miles away. Oh, down the red sky we'll be melting.
So I just got to another part of the book that I think is so nice. This is, okay, I'm finding myself maybe just taking my time reading this book because the way he writes is just so, what's the word? Like delicious? I don't know if that makes sense. It's like I want to savor every word that he's like writing in this. And right now, she had whiskey and Coke for the first time in her life and she said that it was like delicious, right? And she goes on to say, it was right that she spoke that word, but it was the only term capable of conveying the inexpressible feeling that had just come over her. It was at that moment she recalled a piece of wisdom famous in the film industry. Don't be too quick to use the word beautiful. The word beautiful was a symbol, one that denied a person the chance to experience true feeling. It was too utilitarian, too futureless, swallowing up one's every thought, one's impressions, one's sensations, rendering the most important elements devoid of such meaning. And just, do you see what I mean? The way it's written, it makes you think. And it's like, wow, that is true. If you call something as a whole beautiful, then it doesn't give you enough, like, you lose the opportunity to recall what makes it beautiful. Like the little details because you already call the thing as a whole beautiful. So it's like, it's nice, it's really nice. Maybe I'm reading into it more than it should, but I like how he writes. And yeah, that's another example of how this book is going. Look, I am almost done. I have only this left. I think I only have like 60 pages left. So I think this is it, guys. I think this is my 5-star read right here, but I'm so excited.
We're taking lead from this bleak satin. Somewhere we'll be miles away. Oh, down the red sky we'll be melting. Someday we'll be fine.
Okay, so I'm almost at the end, and listen to this. For her, the phrase "the same as ever" had two meanings. The first was an expression of relief and satisfaction that events hadn't taken a turn for the worse. The second was a sign of self-deprecation, a means of mocking herself to remaining ever predictable, for never venturing forth from the fixed, rigid outlines of the life she had built. I love her. So update, I did finish reading Goodnight Tokyo by Atsuhiro Yoshida, and oh my god, I love this book. I think this is for sure my 5-star read for this video, because it was amazing, and I knew it was gonna be amazing. I've always had very good luck with Japanese translated fiction. For some reason, it always gets to me. I knew it was gonna be good, and also because in the back they have a little review from Germany, and it says a must read for Murakami fans. So I was hoping it was gonna be good, and it did not disappoint. Like, I don't even know how to explain this book. I don't know if you guys have ever seen videos on YouTube where it's just person walking like in the middle of a city like Tokyo, right? Let's base it off on the city. Like a person walking in Tokyo like at night with a camcorder, and you can see Tokyo from their point of view, and they're just walking around. Sometimes it's like a 2-hour video or like a 20-minute video. I love watching those videos. I love putting those videos on like when I'm in bed, and it just relaxes me. I love people watching, so it's just very cool to see people watch in another country. So that's what this book felt like. It felt like I was people watching the whole time. After I closed this book, after I read the last page, it left me feeling like nostalgic for something that I didn't live through, and it made me wonder if I was ever going to run into these characters again out in the street. This book is about different people. In the afterword, the author says that this is a collection of 10 short stories that can be read as a whole novel. The whole book is based at 1 in the morning. Everything happens after midnight, like Chaperone said. Everything happens at night. I'm a night owl, like I said earlier. I love being awake at night, so this book felt very cozy. It was very cozy. It was very magical. There are, like I said, 10 short stories about like different people, and at the end it all just falls into place. It all connects, and that was my favorite thing. Like, that was absolutely fascinating to read. So in one story we follow Mitsuki, who is a procurer. So she finds props for like movies. She works in the film industry. She's a workaholic. At the same time, she puts all of her effort into her job, and she's coming to terms on how to balance everything in her life. We also have another character. His name is Matsui. He is actually a taxi driver who drives a navy blue car, almost the color of the sky. So none of these characters are ever home, by the way. The characters are out in Tokyo in the middle of the night, just making choices, living life. But yeah, we follow the taxi driver. His name is Matsui. I hope I'm pronouncing all these names right. I'm sorry, okay? He's out in Tokyo giving rides to people, but also trying to find someone that was like missing from his life, and he's trying to follow like clues and stuff like that, which is really, really good. I loved his storyline. We also have this detective who happens to get on Mitsui's cab one night, just trying to like know more about his like family, his past, and just anything that can like ground him, you know. We also have this store owner who owns like a beautiful, magical, cozy little like artifact store, like antique shop, who owns this beautiful like magical antique shop, but everything he sells is broken. And like he has this telescope that doesn't work anymore, but he still wants to give it like a new life, so he'll change the name of like the telescope to maybe like a moon enhancer, which is still basically like a telescope, but he thinks that by changing the name of the original object, and it gives it like a second life. So his store is just magical. He's a sweetheart. I love like whenever a character went to his store by accident, by chance, by fate, I loved it. I couldn't wait. Like those chapters were just so beautiful to me. I have a missing person that we get a point of view of like at the very end. This book has everything and anything you might like. It has a cozy vibe. It has the scenery. You can see Tokyo in your head in the middle of the night at 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning. It has like a little bit of magical realism, and it is just like the words flow out of your mouth. Like it just flows. Like there were parts where even though I had read that page, I would go back to the top of the page and just read it carefully because everything sounded so beautifully. And when I would read it out loud, it was like pieced perfectly together. I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense at all. It was just one of those books that left me like longing for more. Not more as in I wish the book was longer, because I think it was just perfect. I didn't think I needed to like, I never felt like I needed to know more than what I knew, but it made me feel like I'm never gonna see them again. Like I wanted more, as in I wish I could like walk outside and maybe run into them. It talks about fate a lot. It talks about how like every decision we make is fate, you know. We picked up that customer that day at that hour. Maybe it's fate that at that same hour this other person is doing this exactly thing at their home, because those things are going to connect them later on. It's very like that, and I loved it. It was so good. It was so good. Editing Mary, I am so sorry if I'm just rambling at this point, and I hope you can get like a good sentence out of everything that I'm saying, because it's just so hard to describe. I am trying my best to describe what I read. I also do like how every chapter starts with 1 in the morning. Hold on, I don't know. Like every single chapter, the clock showered exactly at 1 a.m. The clock hands pointed at 1 a.m. Hands on Mototsumi's watch pointed to 1 a.m. The hour hand reached 1 a.m. Like everything in this book happened at 1 a.m. and on. Like no point did anything happen during the day. So this book was right up my alley. I do want to pick up more stuff by this author because I had never heard of him. And it's so sad because it makes me think of how many great stories are out there that we've just never read, or just authors who have put out masterpieces like this and they go unnoticed, you know. So and this I just picked up, I'm gonna be honest, I just picked this up because I saw that it was a translated work and because I like the cover. That's the only reason why I picked it up, and I am so happy that I've discovered a new author that I love. And yeah, I'm gonna pick up more books by him because I liked it. I loved it. I want some more of it. Okay guys, so that was the video for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys discovered new books, or if you already knew about the books that I read in this video. I hope you like my thoughts on them. And if you haven't read the books that I read on this video, I recommend you do, because all of them were very good. Even if like the first 2 weren't 5-star reads, they were very good books. So if you have them on your bookshelf and you've not read them, go ahead, grab them and read those bad boys, because I promise you, they're very entertaining. That was my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys. Oh, go read this book, please. It's so good, and let me know what you think. Bye.